Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Miranda.
And today is Tuesday. We've made Mondays with Miranda. Now Tuesday doesn't quite go together like that, but it's still going to be amazing because any day with Miranda is amazing. You guys, we have BB23 live feed updates happening. We got to talk about it. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Would very much appreciate it. Look how good you're getting with the hi.
I know.
Miranda.
I threw like a Miranda.
Yeah. Give it to us. I love it. Hey, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Not a ton going on the feeds, but there are some plans happening. There's a little tension happening. So we do have some things we need to touch on here. Most importantly, you guys, Tiffany wants to save Derek. Okay?
Yeah.
She has a plan, y'all. It's not time for Derek to go in her mind, and I agree. Don't you think he's good for her game, Miranda?
Yes, absolutely. I think that he's good for her and Hannah's game.
Mm-hmm.
And Ozza's, because I mean, honestly, they don't have the best history with winning things. And it's gonna come down to winning things. Now, that's not to say that they're awful players, because I don't think that they are, but it's hard for me to lay my faith in them as far as winning competitions when they haven't really done so.
Yeah.
And especially compared to Kyland and Xavier, their history of winning competitions.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling all that confident, and I'm going to be so heartbroken if they don't make it to like the final four, you know?
I agree. It makes me nervous. Now, we've seen people, not win comps, and then all of a sudden top 7, top 8, they're winning comps. It does happen, but it's going to make us nervous because Tiffany and Hannah have won nothing yet. Yeah. So,
and neither has Ozza, I think, because I think Brittany was my only point winner.
Yeah. Well, your points are not.
No. Right. And if Social Game had a point system, I think I'd be good with Hannah.
Yeah.
Ozza still wouldn't be providing me points in that realm, but unfortunately for me, Social Game doesn't really.
You got some social queens, unfortunately, that will keep them in the game, and so eventually it might get you some points,
but not enough to catch up.
That's right, Joseph. David had the week. This is the week that David pulled into the lead, but he might be losing someone this week, so we'll see about that. All right, you guys. Here's Tiffany's plan. It's not time for her to lose Derek. I agree. She needs Derek to win some comps for her, protect her, take out people for her. But unfortunately, she and Hannah both got this whole thing going last week when they were like, oh, Derek X, he's so smart. He and Claire have to go. So now that she's backpedaling, the guys especially are like, no, you already said he could go and he needs to go. So here's Tiffany's plan. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't feel like Kyland has any room to criticize Tiffany in any which way because of his antics last week in regards to doing everything he could under the bus and over the bus, through the bus to save Miss Sarah Beth. And I don't think he has any room to be criticizing Tiffany on trying to save Derek X. She did say Derek X and Claire. So if I was her, I would argue, well, I said them both. So let's do Claire first.
Let's do it.
Since Kyland, you want to save Sarah Beth so bad by winning the HOH that we all agreed you would throw. How about we go with what I would like, since they're my pawns, and get rid of Claire first. How about that?
How about that? Hi, Jess.
Yeah. Jess, hi.
It's hard to throw someone under the bus and then be like, wait a minute, let me back that bus up. Get out from
luckily she didn't just throw him under the bus. It was a double whammy.
It was.
So that would be where I would be sitting. I'd be like, well, but I didn't say just Derek X. So let me choose who when I'm getting rid of a pawn this week, Claire can go this week. How about that? But Kyland and Xavier are just so threatened by Derek X, as they should.
They are, and you're right. They should. I mean, for their games, Derek should go. It is better for their games. If you look at the 6 as a whole, and even Sarah Beth's game, you take out Derek X. He's a big comp threat. He's turned out to be pretty smart and good at the game. He had a great HOH, so it's understandable to go after him. But like we said, it's not for Tiffany's game. So here is what she's saying. She talked to us, the camera. She was like, look, I'm going to try to let the rest of the cookout, shoot their shots, like give me their ammo. And then I'm going to come in and try to counter that and save Derek. And so far she has started to throw Claire under the bus. There's a lot of talk about Derek was trying to flip the vote last week and keep Brittany. And so Tiffany is saying it was really Claire. It was really Claire was doing it. She was giving the talking points to Derek X, but Claire was the one who was really campaigning. So that's her first step. Then she also talked to Derek X himself and said, what you need to do is pitch to X and Derek and Kyland, pitch to those two guys that you will go after the ladies for them, that they obviously are working closely with Alyssa and Sarah Beth, but eventually they're going to need them out. Let me take that blood for you. Keep me for that. Tiffany went to Derek F, Big D, and said the first part about Claire. It was really Claire. But hey, why don't you make a 2-week deal with him? Make a deal with him. He keeps you safe, and he'll be the one to go after Sarah Beth for us next week, and you don't have to worry about. So this is what she's started so far.
Yeah. Which I really appreciate. I love that she is making attempts to make this game more interesting. Not saying that it's not interesting, because this is the best season to me recently. Since I think I've told you, I loved Big Brother Over the Top. So I have a soft spot for that season. But the most recent regular season, this has been the most entertaining, most intriguing, most interesting. So I love this season, but I love that Tiffany is not just laying back. I love that she's trying to flip things. She's making things interesting, keeping people on their toes. And she's doing it in a way that is really smart and really strategic. And I love that she's putting a lot of effort and thought into her moves. And it just makes me happy to watch. And that's why it's killing me. The thought of her not making it to final 2 just rips my heart apart. And I really I don't know. This week is already real hard for me because I just love watching Derek X. And I think I made a tweet is this how Gina Marie felt when Nick got evicted? I feel emotional over Derek X leaving. No. But when if Tiffany gets evicted by the guys, if they get her out, I think I might have to take a break until finale night.
You're gonna have to take a mental health break.
A mental health break.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, but that is the game of Big Brother, and we lose our faves.
And that is why, everyone, dear friends, that you will never see me on the show, because I will take it all personally.
You'll be the Azza.
Oh, yeah, and I love Azza. Yeah, I would hold on to my Brittany so hard.
Yeah.
Whereas Sarah would probably be nah, bye.
I'll be a little meh, but I gotta be honest, I love Azza. I love Azza so much, and I totally understand that she is not great at the game, but I do not care. I love her so much. So.
But then it's funny because she literally will tell the HOH, yeah, I'll put you up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you up.
If I had won HOH, I would have put you up or put me up. And she still doesn't get put up.
Speaks to my Sagittarius soul. Like, I get it. We'd be like, yeah,
and I love that.
We'll put you up. Of course I will.
And she's serious. I think they think she's kidding.
And she has not even seen the block. And she's even been like, put me up. Fine, put me up. And she's still not seen the block. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she's amazing, guys. Maybe.
Well, I mean, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. You guys have luck on your side.
We do. I don't feel like that's true, but it's what they say. I don't know. Okay. Well, I forgot who said the comment about Hannah, but let's get into it because there is drama between Tiffany and Hannah. Uh-oh. So Hannah, Tiffany is like, hey, let's flip this vote. Let's go. I got work to do. I'm a strategic queen. And Hannah's like, no, I feel bad that Derek has to go, but he has to go. And she is not working with Tiffany on this. She's in fact countering all the work that Tiffany is doing and preparing to do. Starting with last night. Last night, she and Kyland had a little bit of a heart-to-heart, just a chitty chat. And she expressed, like, Tiffany and Ozza were crying over losing Derek. Like, she was like, what is this? Why do I'm his person, he's my person. Why am I the one pushing to get rid of him and saying, like, this is the time when he's my person, right? So today, Kyland reiterated this to Tiffany, or told Tiffany, because Tiffany wasn't there, so she didn't know this. But he says in front of Tiffany and Xavier, he says, yeah, it's really not fair for Hannah to be the one. She was expressing to me that why is she the one that has to point out this is the time for him to go when he's her person. And of course, oh my God, I could visually see Tiffany's blood pressure through the roof. She was like, you talking about me? You're talking about me? Is this about me? And he's like, oh, I don't know. She didn't say names. I don't know. And she was like, okay, we are done here. You know, in true Tiffany style, she was like, no, I'm done. Fine. Whatever you guys want to do. And of course, he's like, no, let's talk about it. She's like, I am not talking to you about it.
I love Tiffany's style. Tiffany and Ozza crack me up because they will just tell people what's what about what. And that's that. You know, like either you take it or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, I wish she could like keep it under wraps. Like I wish it wasn't so, I mean, like they're all standing there going, okay, well, Tiffany's pissed again. Like I wish she could pretend, but
I mean, I have a hard time pretending to like, well, I mean, I've never played this game, so I've never had to like test my pretend skills, but it's you can see when I'm pissed off, visual.
Right.
Like it's very clear, you know, and I feel like Tiffany has a hard time.
You can't hide your face.
Miranda. Well, yeah. You know?
I can't either. I'm like,
it's a problem. But then at the same time, like, you know, I'm mad. So at least we know where I stand. You know, where do you stand now? You know?
Right. Right. So her and Kai, like, there was definite tension. He, you know, he likes to be like, let's figure it out. Let's problem solve. And she's
like a therapist.
Right. But X was actually able to get Kylan to finally leave. And then X was like, he rubbing you the wrong way. And she's like, yes. And then, you know, in true X form, he like calmed her down and they're having a whole conversation. And she did start to throw Claire under the bus and start to say, like, I don't think that we need to get rid of Derek this week, and like try to sell her points a little bit. And to X's credit, like he listened and he said, yeah, let's definitely talk more about this. Made her feel heard, even though,
which he's really good at doing. Yeah, honestly, he would make a pretty good BB therapist.
He has become the BB therapist. Which is great for his social game. It's great for his game. I think there are some times that he should maybe not do it because like bringing Tiffany and Ozza together like he did a couple weeks ago, like that might backfire on him. They could work together to get him out. Like I don't always feel like he needs
Which we've slightly already seen because Tiffany and Ozza did have a conversation in the bathroom where they were like, well, if it comes down to these three guys, we are in trouble.
Right. Which is true. And you guys need to talk about that. Yeah. We're out here like, worried.
Yeah. And it's shocking to me that Hannah isn't on the same page with this, like realization. Because I feel like it's clear as day. Like, I just think it should be so obvious. It's sitting right there in front of their faces that what they're doing and what the possibility is. The possibility, they're very clearly going to win competitions if the final 6 are all the cookout. But a possibility is them saying, okay, well, we've taken the cookout far enough. We will definitely win against Hannah or against Sarah Beth and Alyssa. There's no doubt there. Like, if that's going to be their mindset, that's also a possibility. And I wish that Hannah could see the possible side, because it's very easy for Xavier and Kylan to be like, well, do we really need Hannah, Tiffany, and Ozza? We've taken them far enough, because they definitely don't think that I know Derek F doesn't think that the girls pull their weight.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're already talking about it. They're like sitting together. These 3 guys are sitting together being like, these ladies can't expect to be dragged all the way.
And it's so upsetting hearing someone like Derek F say that he's dragging them, the women. The women haven't pulled their weight. Yeah. Mm-mm. Like, how are they all surviving in that house with such a great game player called Derek F? I don't know. He's winning everything, coming up with all the strategy. I don't know how they're living in that house. Write him the check,
Yeah.
He's like Frenchie 2.0.
Eddie, you bring up a good point. I think the thing about Hannah is she's in a better position with the guys than at least Tiffany is. Like, Oz is in a good position with Big D, but like,
the mastermind.
Yeah. Whereas Hannah, Xavier might keep her around. So
I hope so.
This whole like Hannah working against Tiffany is confusing to me, but I feel like it's because Hannah thinks like, I need to set myself up with literally everybody, not just Tiffany, which is what it appears that she and Tiffany are so tight, but she wants to make sure she's tight with everybody individually.
But for her to let go of Derek X so easily right now, I feel like she's been, I feel like Kylan has a real talent for talking someone down. And I don't mean that calming them down. I mean talking them down, like breaking them down through conversation. And I feel like I worry that might be what's going on here, is that Kylan has talked Hannah down to being super okay with Derek X leaving this week. So now she's not even seeing logic here.
Her logic is, or at least the way that she expressed it to Xavier today, is that the further we get into the game, the harder it is to take him out. And she is not going to do it herself. And she doesn't even want to vote against him. If he's sitting on the block, she wants to give him her vote. The less people in the house, the higher the chances that she can't do that. And she's trying to consider her jury management. And on one hand, that is a good thing to look at. Absolutely don't burn a jury vote. When he finds out that you didn't play the roulette and you lied to him, I don't know that you still have his vote. I don't know how he votes.
And honestly, although that would be logical, I think she forgets that she has the numbers. Like, Derek X is good at competitions, but if he wins HOH next week, he can't win the following week. So the following HOH, he can't compete in. Take him out then. Of course, at that point, he could still play in veto, take himself down. Like, there are obstacles that could. So I definitely see where this would be like, we have him on a platter.
Yeah.
Christian week 2 kind of situation, like. How did it line up so perfectly for Christian to not play in veto, to not all of these things? It's a similar situation, so I get that. Yeah. I think I just have a horrible feeling, and I hope I'm wrong, that Xavier and Kylan are going to take Alyssa and Sarah Beth to Final Four, and I'll be crushed.
No, oh my God! If they do that, no. Oh my god.
I guess until Sarah Beth and Alyssa are gone, I'll forever worry that that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one accidentally makes it into the 6. Mm-hmm. If like Alyssa wins HOH and makes it into the 6 or something, but if the both of them, then yeah, something went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And probably Tiffany's going to come for you in your sleep if that happens.
And I guess I just hope that if anyone is from outside of the 6 is going to make it to the 6, I just want it to be Claire over Sarah Beth or Alyssa. That's just how I feel about that. I prefer,
sure.
and that's a biased statement. I prefer
Absolutely.
Claire over Sarah Beth and Alyssa.
I've loved Claire since preseason when we found out she was a super fan. So yeah, I would agree with you on that. Okay, so because this approach where Kylan was like to Tiffany, Hannah shouldn't have to whatever, and then Tiffany gets all upset. Apparently, and this didn't happen on feeds, but Hannah reported it to Xavier later. Tiffany came up to Hannah and said, and loudly, Hannah says she didn't even whisper. She said, "I'm sorry if I'm burdening you with my emotions." And so Hannah was reporting to X, like, I don't know how Kylan repeated it, but like Tiffany might be mad at me now. And she was like, this is how I feel. And they had a whole conversation about why it is best to get Derek out this week. And why can't Tiffany and Ozza see it?
And you know what's kind of frustrating me about Hannah is, well, and I also had the same frustration with Tiffany at one point, is the shock at people having emotions, like you guys are however many weeks into the game. Of course, it's going to start getting difficult for some people to let go of people they've gotten close to. These are human beings with emotions. And, I would almost argue to Hannah, if I were Tiffany, I'd be like, well, you said that you can't even put him up on the block yourself. So obviously you're feeling some type of way too. So are you really in a position to judge me based on my emotions? I don't know. And that's why I wouldn't win Big Brother, because I can't keep things to myself like that.
Look, Hannah and Xavier are both Taurus. And if you're going to have a lack of emotion, it is going to be those two. It's going to be any earth sign. But I agree. Like, let people have emotions. But I used to get annoyed when Tiffany was like, Ozza is an emotional player and I'm just not. And then, girl, you so emotional. So that I'm like, come on, you have emotions. Everyone has emotions. But honestly, when Hannah's like, they're so emotional, and she like literally is like,
she is as emotionless as possible.
Yeah. She's like, please take out my number one dude that I have a crush on and want to marry later. Take him.
Yeah, like I just could never. And which is funny because I'm an earth doll. I have 65% earth in my chart. So I'm very, like, when it's logical to me, I'm very like, no, this is how it needs to go. But because Derek X leaving isn't logical to me, my sidereal Cancer, Venus and Jupiter are like, no, I hate this.
Well, I'm very interested to see, like, we have a lot of faith in Tiffany. Tiffany's a pretty darn good strategic player, but she has X working against her, Kylan working against her, and unfortunately Hannah working against her. So I just don't know. Yeah, the odds are so low that Tiffany's going to be able to make any progress here.
And this is really Derek F's opportunity to finally get a woman out. He's been beating that horse for the past however many weeks.
He sure has.
So he needs to put his money where his mouth is.
Speaking of Big D, you guys, he's planning on actually playing. I mean, I know he's been masterminding this whole game, but he's got his big coin thing coming up.
Yeah.
And you can see it like weighing on him. He's actually going to have to do something. And like, he's already stressing about it. He brings it up all the time with Kylan and Xavier. And he's like, okay, so I just want to make sure we're on the plan when I win the coin, like he just is acting like he doesn't want to mess this up. He wants to make sure that we're all like, he's going to know what to do, because unless you guys Give Hannah 100 BB bucks. He's the only one who can play for the coin.
And it'll be an Alyssa 2.0 where he just wins by default,
yes.
right? Oh no, because it's a coin flip, so he can flip wrong, right?
Well, but if 2 people played, they would compete and someone would win. So
okay.
So he will win like Alyssa did, being the only one to play. But then, yeah, he could flip the coin and it not go his way.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see it in action to fully understand how it could go wrong. But I do plan on giving Hannah all of my votes because Tiffany and Claire they don't have enough BB bucks.
They don't. No matter how many votes you give them, they cannot afford to do the coin. So there's really no point in wasting.
Right. So Hannah is really, and Xavier forfeited his BB bucks during the veto competition. Which, to be honest, I kind of was like, really? Did you have to do that? Because you're part of the cookout and you would have had the votes to stay. But
did he have to? No. Did he have to take being a 3rd nominee next week? No.
Right. All of that seemed like, so if I weren't watching feeds and I was, let's say Tiffany or Azza outside looking in, well, not literally outside, but outside of Xavier's head, inside the house, not as much information as live feeders have, I would look at that and I'd be like, so do you not trust the cookout? And Kyland, but I feel like Tiffany already suspects Kyland. I would be like, so you guys don't trust the cookout because Kyland won an HOH that he agreed to throw. And then Xavier, you're winning vetoes that you don't have to win because you have the votes to stay. So there's something going on. There's something amiss. If I was Tiffany, I'd be really worried.
Well, apparently, and this came from Xavier, apparently he felt like Tiffany told him he needed to win.
Okay.
And I think if that's true, if she did tell him that he needed to win, it was probably because she wanted him to come down. They were going to backdoor DX no matter what, right? So she wanted Claire to sit next to Little D so that she could try to flip the vote and get Claire out. If they brought Claire down, if Claire won and Little D goes up, then there's no vote flip. You can't get people to vote X out, right? So that might have happened, and so he felt like he had to. But honestly, just let Sarah Beth win and let her backdoor.
Let her decide. I still think that the roulette wheel should have picked the renom, but
Oh, that would have been so fun.
I mean, that to me would have made more sense for the situation. I mean, Xavier was a roulette wheel nominee, so obviously it only makes sense for the roulette wheel to choose the renom. In my mind,
love to see it.
I would have loved it too.
TJ, he has
I think he has 150
this week. So he has 150. So he only needs 75. So I guess if he got 50, if he dropped all the way down and got 50, Big D would not be able to afford it.
And I don't know if for some reason the casuals love Derek F right now.
They love him. What is happening?
I don't know why either, because he's barely in the episodes. I don't know.
Yeah. He's not getting some like amazingly entertaining edit.
No,
I thought he was going to be such entertainment. But.
Yeah, and if it's not the actual casuals, then it's definitely BB Facebook because they hate Tiffany, which I will never understand. But that's BB Facebook. I don't understand anything from that dark corner of the social media universe.
The last 2 episodes have not done her justice.
No, and I definitely suspect that production doesn't really like her because if you think about it, she had decent edits before America's Vote thing started. And once America's Vote thing started, they started like really painting her out to be a villain, or like, remember when they tried to paint Vanessa as like a dark Vanessa when like they try to make her look crazy? Yeah. She wasn't like, I mean, she was kind of a little unhinged towards the end, but they definitely try to paint her as a villain too. Yeah, and I don't really like that. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like that.
It does. We've seen the production do edits to protect people.
Yep.
And we've seen the edit show some stuff. So it is definitely their choice that they are painting Big D one way, Tiffany one way.
Yeah.
Rick, Tiffany is starting to see it, and she has started to talk to Azza about it. And Hannah. She technically has also started to talk to Hannah about it. So it is a slow process because it's really just Tiffany seeing it and trying to convince. But I think she convinced Azza.
I hope so. I really do. Because Azza seemed, in the conversation I saw, Azza seemed receptive to it and was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
The question here is, are people accidentally voting for Big D but meaning to vote for Derek X? I asked the same question, and apparently if you just text the name Derek, the prompt back is, which one do you mean, Derek X or Derek F? So you do have to choose.
But are people getting them confused?
But are people idiots? I can't tell you if people are idiots.
Well, I can. 9 times out of 10, they are. There is a lack of logic in society going on lately that I don't understand. And especially with BB Facebook, they're like a brick wall against logic. So I think I have a sneaking suspicion that they might be mixing the two and thinking Derek X is really Derek F.
I mean, it is definitely confusing. I don't know how we got here. 2 weeks in a row, he has 100. But let's talk about his plan here for the coin.
Okay.
The men of the cookout have agreed that if Big D wins the coin toss, he is going to anonymously, as the coin person, nominate Kyland and Sarah Beth. And they will vote out Sarah Beth, obviously, instead of Kyland. And they are, Tiffany and, X and Kyland are already planting seeds that Tiffany could potentially win the coin, even though we know she doesn't have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
In the house, they're saying Big D could afford it, or probably Tiffany. So when the person wins the coin and all of a sudden Kylan and Sarah Beth are on the block, they're going to be like, oh my God, it must have been Tiffany then.
Yeah.
That won the coin. So that is the plan moving forward if the coin gets used.
And they're already starting.
And honestly, if Hannah does get the points and she wins the coin, she's going to do the same thing. She's going to put Kyland and Sarah Beth up. That's the target, but it might be more fun just to have her do it instead of Big D. I don't know. That's your choice, guys, voters. That's your choice.
Yeah, I'm going with Hannah. Prefer Hannah. Do I get a point if she gets the coin? Okay. Yay,
Absolutely.
Hannah.
The people who win these twist comps, they get a point, and then when they use them, they get another point. So like some of these people are ranking up points here, and
some of them are not me.
Yeah.
How did my team flop so hard?
I don't really know, but they did.
I love your face. You're like, yeah, sorry.
Don't know what to say about that, but it was a lovely choice. I loved all your choices in the moment.
It was a real good team, theoretically.
Yeah.
But applied, they didn't really live up to the hype. It's okay. There's always next season.
Wait, what's Jess asking? So are we hoping DX leaves so that Big D doesn't get the 100 BB bucks? Would that mean he doesn't get the bucks if DX leaves? Do we think that would happen? Are those two things connected? I feel like if or Derek X leaves or stays.
Because the BB Facebooks will think that Derek X left, and they think that.
Oh, then they won't.
I think it's going. Derek. Yeah, based off of what I just said, I think there's a confusion.
Yes, got you. Oh, well, that's a good test. We're gonna just test that out.
So if he only gets 50, then my theory was right.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
Definitely funny.
So yeah, I don't, I love, like we said, we love that Tiffany is making this push. Xavier is going to enter 24 hours of solitary confinement. I'm so excited about this. I wish they did this more often. He's going to
really
head into
took
solitary.
a lot for a veto he didn't need.
For a veto he did not need when he has the numbers. Like, what? But here we are. He's going to enter solitary confinement on Wednesday and not coming back until right before the vote. So if there is any vote discussion flip, he may not be aware of it or looped in.
Which I hope happens.
Would be very interesting. But I honestly, Tiffany still has an uphill battle with this whole Kyland and Hannah being against.
She does, yeah, she does. And it's shocking that it's Hannah that's really causing the pushback. Kyland is expected.
It is.
But Hannah, I really thought they were better than that.
I thought that Tiffany and Hannah would at least align and be like, okay, here's a plan of attack. Like, let's try to save him another week. And to have Tiffany like going one way and Hannah just like
going the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's I'm shocked. I'm a little surprised about that.
Yeah, I for some reason I feel like we had a prediction that something like this would happen, and now I'm looking at the transits.
Are we looking at transits? We did just have a full moon, and I don't know what day it was, and did we pay attention to that?
Well, it was on Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Sunday was the full moon. The Venus is now in Libra, its home sign. But Mars is also in Virgo. So
people are gonna want to work with their partners.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out, like, maybe there's something in the stars that is causing Hannah to be a little, but Uranus is still in Taurus, so I don't know, the moon is about to enter Aries, and I was talking about this on my live yesterday. The moon will be in Aries opposing something. I forget. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So Thursday is the new HOH, and the moon will be in Aries, and it will be square Pluto. That's what I was looking at.
And Uranus just went retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I do feel like plans are sort of turning upside down and going. I mean, expect the unexpected is what Uranus is, and it went retrograde. So I guess Hannah's giving us the unexpected. Yeah,
and the moon coming into Aries screams male energy to me. And so my prediction was a male HOH.
Well, it's going to be fiery no matter what, which I'm here for.
Sure.
And honestly, haven't they all been male? So I guess.
Male or Sarah Beth.
Yeah. So TJ, what Tiffany has to do is, because originally Tiffany, Azza, and Hannah would be the ones that were like, sure, we'll vote for DX to stay if we can. They'd have to get Big D to be the fourth one, since Xavier and Kyland are a definite no. Alyssa's a definite no. But I don't think that we can even get that.
I feel like it should be that easy because of what Derek F has been ranting about the last however many weeks, which I think has been more than 3. I want to say nearly every week since this game has started. Derek F has ranted about needing females gone.
Needs them gone.
So you would think that it would be real easy to get Derek F on board.
You would think, but his little boy toy Kyland is like, no, honey.
Yeah, after that kiss.
He'll do whatever. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. We can't help it. We just slide into astrology talk.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. We do it, but glad you enjoy it. So Xavier during the veto competition ended up having to take punishments to win the veto.
Yeah.
One of them was he lost all his BB bucks.
And he had quite a lot.
He did. He was about to go for the coin this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's out the window. The other one is solitary confinement for 24 hours starting Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then the third one is he has to be the third nominee next week, or this week coming up, this HOH coming up. If he wins HOH, it's bumped to the next week.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
A realization that if he's going to be on the block and Kyland is possibly going to be on the block, this might
take one of them out. Take one of them out.
And I know that there is a bigger message and a bigger meaning towards the cookout. So I don't want them to fail like that. But I want Tiffany, Azza, and Hannah to be final 3.
Right.
And I care about that a lot because I love them so much and I think that they deserve it more than anybody, in my opinion. Yeah. Azza iffy. Azza's definitely iffy. I think with her, I just love Azza. So I'm like, hey, final 3, please. But I definitely think Tiffany deserves to be in final 2, regardless. And so
Tiffany deserves to win a game. Honestly, at this point, I feel comfortable saying that Tiffany deserves to win the game. Doesn't mean she will, because there are plenty of people who can take her out. I
think that this situation might be a situation similar to Derek X, similar to Christian. They're being handed to you on a platter. Take the jump on one of them, you know?
Well, especially if Xavier wins HOH this week, which he's talking about that he still wants to, which this is dumb.
Xavier win HOH?
Yeah, if he wins HOH
he had to be the third nominee.
But he can win HOH and then they just push that a week, right? So if he wins HOH, then it's the following week when he can't be HOH that he becomes the third nominee. Less people in the house, less votes to get you out.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, like the fact that he's even considering.
That could be the moment too.
That would be the moment, I would imagine, to take him out.
I didn't realize that they pushed the third. Well, first, I didn't realize that he could play in HOH because I thought, he has to be a nominee. But if he can play, I didn't realize that they would just push the third nominee thing back. So that could work too. And they would get Sarah Beth out next week. If she doesn't win Power of Veto.
Knowing that the coin will probably be in play. I mean, obviously it's a flip, so it doesn't necessarily go in play, but like knowing that and then knowing that it's even more dangerous to be the third nominee the following week, why would you not throw this HOH? Like, throw it, sir.
Yeah.
What are you even doing? I don't know. It's so confusing.
He's got me a bit confused,
Yeah, sometimes he does.
Yeah, especially with this last veto situation, that really confused me. But Kylan leaves me confused more than anybody in every situation that he's in. I can't watch him anymore.
Oh my God, I have to tell you something else about him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So today he told Azza that since this HOH was his responsibility to go a certain way, he feels like it should go his way. He should get his way for this vote. Since this was his responsibility, he should get this vote. And she was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. But I was like, sir, you tell people how they should campaign, when they should campaign, and that you should get the decision on the vote.
Honestly, though, he's a Cancer, and Cancer's dark side is being very manipulative. They can definitely be manipulative sometimes. Not all the times. Don't come for me, Cancers. But I feel like all the emotional Cancers are going to be like, pitchfork at me. But y'all could be emotionally manipulative. And I think we've seen that energy from him a few times. And here he is again, coming, telling people how to play this game in his favor.
Look, I mean, it's part of the game. Like, if you can do what he did with Sarah Beth, surprised me. I really thought, it was a big task ahead of him to change her mind completely, but he 100% did it. So on one hand, I give him credit.
Maybe he had too much faith in Sarah Beth.
I did. I really did. Her name is Sarah. And I was like, she's a feminist. Here we go.
And a Leo.
Yes, Leo, stand your ground. No, she didn't do it. So
no, I didn't think that she would.
Yeah, his manipulation skill set is great for this game, but it also makes me feel dirty. So
yeah.
So it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people just do it like flawlessly, and you're like, yes, look how you did that. You pulled some strings. I love you did that. And then like there's the Pauls of the world who I'm like, ooh, I need a shower after watching you. And
I can see that.
Kylan.
Like, Kylan leaves me going, huh? A lot, because it's like, first off, I can't believe he just said that. Second off, did I understand what he just said? You know, like, that's why I think I tweeted, like, can someone explain what he just said to me? Because I'm not sure if I get it. And you immediately were like, no, I got you. Here's what he said.
That one I got. Don't always get them. I'm like, what? I got to follow the path. Where did we go? Okay, here we are.
And it's almost at the point where it's like you forget how the conversation even started. Like, how did we even get to this point? And I think he does that. Well, I know that's how he gets a lot of people to get on his side, is he plays those conversation gymnastics. Luckily, we can take a break and ponder about what he's thinking or whatever he said. But Sarah Beth, she can't just walk away and have a moment. You know, Hannah, they're just in the house. They're stuck, you know?
They are. Well, that's the bulk of what is happening, you guys. Big D is planning for his big moment with the coin. Tiffany is trying to flip a vote subtly at this point, but she's got a lot of resistance. Oh, I did forget to say, lawyer Xavier in front of the wall of faces, the memory wall, for Big D, he's sitting there watching. He was like, and who hasn't been on the block, Tiffany? And who, if she kept him, would keep her safe, DX. So it bodes well for her game, but not the 6. Like, Xavier's on it, doing his presentation. So he knows, even if he's, you know, playing that social game and saying, yeah, let's talk about it, Tiffany, I want to hear your side. He's already countering it as well. So,
right. Which is expected from a lawyer and an earth sign to have their argument ready. I know I do that all the time. And so I'm not shocked by Xavier doing that, but to have my argument ready, I would counter with, well, Claire is actively coming for the cookout. She has said that she will put cookout members directly, cookout only members on the block.
Wait, who's? Sorry, I was reading chat.
Claire.
Say that again? Claire.
And I don't know if that's changed. I was telling Sarah before, I haven't been able to actually watch feeds in like a day. So
yeah,
but that
I don't
would
know
be
if
my argument
changed.
Back.
Right. I don't know if it's changed either. I mean, Claire's definitely starting to realize things, but she's also not realizing enough things. So
I think Derek X will get her realizing some more things because they've been talking quite a bit. But if I was Tiffany trying to flip it, that would be a big punch for me. Okay, well, Claire has told me, as my pawn, she has told me, like, actually that she would put, even if this was a lie, that it would be my big spin. She told me she would put Xavier and Kylan together up on the block because you guys are strong male competitors. And then she also told me that she would have Big D as a backdoor or, you know, as a replacement, you know?
Right.
And I think that would be the vibe that she needs to go with if she's trying to save Derek X. But then, you know, to have my argument ready, you know, Xavier could be like, well, but she doesn't win anything. So I'm not too worried about her winning HOH. So it really could go any which way. But I think she needs to really focus in on Derek X isn't coming for any of us. Claire is. Derek X, yes, he could win an HOH, but he's coming for Sarah Beth, as he tried to do previously. And Alyssa. Those are the ones that he's going after. Right.
That Claire spearheaded the vote flip to get rid of Big D last week. All of those things is what she'll try, and maybe some sort of fear in Big D. But you know, Big D honestly does have Xavier and Kylan in his corner, so he doesn't really need Derek X around. But got to give it a shot. You got to try. And I wouldn't put anything past Tiffany. So I will be interested to see what happens over the next couple of days.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Yes. You guys, Maranda, she came back and visited and chit-chatted with us. And all of you guys who joined us live, we really, really appreciate it. Your questions and your insight. I love it. And Seth, too late. You're too late.
Seth.
Okay. Nope.
And Seth, I have a little trauma from anything hi friends or hello friends.
Oh, okay. Hi friends. Yeah.
Like I can't even say it on my lives without like going,
I don't. I'm not quite as triggered, but I understand what you're saying there. You guys are so much fun. Tomorrow I'm going to be back with Chantel after the episode.
I love Chantel.
Chantel's great. Dolores is being nice to Seth. How nice, Dolores?
Are they normally not nice?
No, I was being. I was like, Seth, get out of here. You're too late. And then everybody else was nice. But we love Seth.
Share the same energy, chat. Come on. Pitchforks for Seth.
No.
Just kidding, Seth. I love you.
Thank you, Emily. Miranda's going to try to join me on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Whenever she can.
No more Miranda Mondays. Miranda Mondays are out the door.
David's back, so David gets his Mondays back.
Okay.
Miranda's going to try to join on Tuesdays, and then David will be back on Thursday. And Miranda, what do you have coming up for yourself that you would like to pitch? Or push?
I'm going to try for Thursday. Last week I didn't make it, so Thursday or Friday. Stay tuned for my birthday vlog coming on. Just make sure you have your notifications on.
How was your birthday yesterday, Miranda?
It was good. It was real mellow, but I do have that coming up, so that's why I mentioned it. But like, I did vlog. I don't know how exciting it's going to be, but because we stayed at home, but that's coming eventually.
You had a beautiful cake. That's what I saw. You have a beautiful family who loves you, and that's the best way to spend it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I don't need to go out.
And what year is this? Am I allowed to ask?
31. I'm proudly 31. I love it.
All downhill from here.
No, it's only uphill. I could never. My 20s were not that great. So.
Okay.
So I don't think I could go that low.
Oh, okay. I was like, 30 was I was so excited to turn 30. And then when I turned 30 at 1, I was like, oh, crap. Now the rest are horrible. Like,
no.
What's 31? What's 32? Ew. That's how I felt.
No, I'm excited for each year. I'm excited for it. I love it.
That's right. 30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm 31 and feeling fun.
All right. 31 and feeling fun. I love it. Yes, Sasha, she is our beloved Virgo.
Yeah, I am.
Her eye for detail. We love it.
Yeah.
Love
and
it.
Virgo rising. So I am ruled by Mercury. I have to research everything and talk about everything, overthink every damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just learn and research all over the place. I never have enough knowledge.
That's good. Take in all the knowledge. That is a
like I tell everyone about themselves.
And then that's your choice whether you share it. I don't know.
I do. I share it.
All right. Well, everybody enjoy the rest of their Tuesday.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.